Are Arsenal the best team in Europe right now? Watch this video. Hello, welcome to Me Edson. I hope you're all well. Very quick video here. I'm asking one question for you guys out there. Are Arsenal the best team in Europe right now? We saw what they did to Real Madrid in the last round of the Champions League. They're now into the semi-finals. Are they the best team? Now, it's always been the case. You could have a great team in a cup competition. You could have a great team in Europe, but domestically, that season, they're not that great. Now, Arsenal are great this season, don't get me wrong. They've been doing great. You know, for a moment there, they were sort of neck and neck with Liverpool, but then obviously they've fallen off. And they've had some decisions go against them, but they've also had some results go against them. They've also not turned up in games as well. So they're not the best team in UK, so they're not really the best team in Europe. Because you'd say, well, Liverpool should be the best team in Europe, because they are the best team in the best league. Now, this might be a bit controversial to some people, but yeah, many people agree that the Premier League is the most exciting league, but it's also the most competitive league and the best league. So if you're winning that league, you're pretty much the best in Europe. But as we know, that's not always the case. In fact, in most times it isn't the case. Only in recent years, you've had successes here with Chelsea, Manchester United, and obviously Liverpool, Man City, and back in the day, Liverpool were kings of Europe for a while as well. And let's not forget Nottingham Forest in the early 80s as well, 79 and 80. Aston Villa, let's not forget Aston Villa. But for the most part, you know, the British teams the English teams haven't always had it on their own way. We had Real Madrid, who would just keep on winning titles after title. We had AC Milan winning title after title back in the day. But right now, are Arsenal the best team? They get a great result against Real Madrid. And lots of people say, oh, yeah, they are the best team. They're definitely going to win it. They can win. They're the best team in Europe. Just because they got a great result against Real Madrid, who largely underperformed. And you could say, well, hey, they're not always going to win it each year. You can't say that Real Madrid are the benchmark for who's going to win the Champions League, win the title. But it's a great result. But you've got other great teams in there that are playing fantastically well. Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, PSG looking, great they were. Barcelona, you got all these other teams that have been playing well. That and then it comes to a point where there's only a couple of teams left, right? You're going to get to a final, and you're going to see who is the team of the year. That's it. Who is the team of that competition that has been able to go through each round and has been able to knock off their opposition, beat their opposition, get to a final, and eventually win. Now, we've had some terrible finals in the past. We've had some great finals in the past. I remember AC Milan against Juventus a few years ago. Well, many years ago now. It was a terrible spectacle of a final. Great for the defensive enthusiasts out there. Oh, great defensive display, but it was terrible to watch. Now, this, it could be exactly the same. It could be an absolute snooze fest of a final. It could be that you got two bad teams that go into that final. It ends up that they can't really break each other down. It goes to a penalty shootout and somebody wins, and they are the best in Europe. But it doesn't necessarily make them the best team, and we know that. Arsenal aren't the best team in England. They aren't. They aren't the best team. They're very close to it. They're on the edge. They're on the cusp of greatness, but they're just not doing it. They just haven't been there. Now they've had a good run in Europe, a good run in the Champions League. Okay, if they can get to the final, if they can win it, then you can say, yeah, they're the best team in Europe. Of course you could say that. But just because you win a cup competition doesn't make you the best. Yes, it does technically on paper. Of course it does. But we know that a team can be beaten at any time. So any time a team is beaten, does that make them the best in Europe? The other team, does that make them the best? Now, of course, you could say the same for England when they won the World Cup in '66. I think their first game out was played Scotland. Was that right? Am I completely wrong there? I think they played Scotland and Scotland beat them. Therefore, well, Scotland are the best in the world, right? And from memory, I think it was 3-2 to Scotland, but I could be wrong. But let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Are Arsenal the best team in Europe right now? I don't believe so. I think that's yet to be seen. If they win, yes, you could say it if you want to. but they're not the best team in England. If they were the best team in England, if they were going to win the league and they're in the position they are now, I would say, yes, it's a great shout for being the best in Europe. But because they're not the best in England and they haven't reached the final yet, they're not the best in Europe. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, just keep on watching the videos. Don't forget you can get all the sporting books, all the occupational lifestyle books from the website, revelatealf.com/books. You could also go to Amazon, get them there. But with that, I'll leave you to it and I'll catch you again. Bye now.